the Miami Heat. There are probably one, maybe two teams. I'm sorry, maybe one or two players that come to mind when you hear that. That mean more to Miami Heat than Dwayne Wade. Uh, he played over 1,000 games in the NBA. Over 900 of them came from the Heat. He's won 3 titles there. He's essentially the face of that franchise. The number is retired there. He did everything for that team, winning 3 championships, a Finals MVP, a scoring title, a whole bunch of All-Star teams, one Finals MVP, a bunch of All-Star teams, 13, 3-time All-Defensive teams. Did everything you could do for that city, which is great, and he's always going to be associated with that team. But the thing I want to bring up today is his time in Chicago. A little bit of backstory here. You're probably sitting there thinking, why would anyone with that big of a career in Miami for his decade-long career in Miami, why would he ever want to leave? Miami's a nice city. It's nice, it's hot and sunny. He's done everything there that you can do. Why would you ever leave and go somewhere else? Well, the thing is, the reason he went to the Bulls, or some of the reason, is he's actually from Chicago. Grew up in Chicago, grew up idolizing Michael Jordan. And at the time, this is the season right after LeBron went back to Cleveland. LeBron won his 2 rings and went home. And he was getting older. And when it gets right down to it, the first time LeBron was a free agent in 2010 with the Big Three era, him and Wade were talking to Chicago. This has been said numerous times. You can find it all over YouTube. Speaking of which, hit like and subscribe, all the YouTube things. Follow me on Twitter. Instagram's going to be down below. And they wanted to go to Chicago. LeBron James has said publicly that he is a huge Michael Jordan fan. Everyone playing basketball, everyone who's ever picked up a basketball in the 90s is a huge Michael Jordan fan. It's like here in Canada. If you go in, you play hockey, you're going to be a fan of Gretzky. It's just all-encompassing for an era. Before Gretzky, it was or Howe or whomever. Before Jordan, it was Kareem. I'm trying to think of who it was before Jordan. That's how big and encompassing Jordan is to the game. But they were both talking to Chicago. They wanted to beat the Celtics. At the time, the Celtics still had the Big Three. They wanted to beat the Celtics. And Chicago had them both signed, but they wanted one more, and Chicago didn't have the cap space. Miami did. So they, of course, LeBron goes to Miami, Boss comes with them. They go and win 2 titles, been in the finals every year that they were there. And then LeBron left. Boss decided to stay. Wade was getting a little older at the time and wanted more money. At this time, like, you would do everything you could do to keep him around because he is the face of your franchise. He is a legend on the court every time he steps onto the court. He is the Miami Heat. And they believe they offered him a $20 million a year for over 2 years, so $10 million a year. And he was like, yeah, it's great, but I thought he could get more money. Obviously, he could. He was, scoring champion. Accolades are well known. He went to Chicago, and Chicago said, hey, well, yeah, we can give you some more money. Yeah. How about, over 2 years, we'll give you $47 million. So he went, that sounds pretty good, but because he had that legacy built up with the Heat, he went back and said, hey, this is what they're offering me. Can you match this? No. They offered him $40 million over 2 years, $20 million a season. Now, I know you're probably sitting there thinking, well, woe is me. I'm not going to, oh man, we'll take up a collection for D Wade, man, $7 million. There's a lot I can do with $7 million right now. I wouldn't be making YouTube videos if I had $7 million. Or I'd be making more, depending. But $7 million, it's not a lot. And at the time, Chicago was on the come up. They had Jimmy Butler. They just signed Rajon Rondo. and they're offering him $7 million more. And maybe Wade just took it personally. Like, I did everything I could for this franchise. I mean, if I was at a job for so long and someone offered me even essentially what's worth to $1 more an hour wage, and you come back no, well, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna leave that job. I'm going to maximize my income because I have a family to feed. So he went and played in Chicago. He was probably thinking, I'm from Chicago. I grew up watching the Blues and idolizing them. This is my chance to play in front of my hometown team. This is my chance for the kids I went to high school with to come and see me play basketball. If I can win, and Chicago was coming off. They were a playoff team the year before. They were coming off. They were great. Man, if I can help this team win a championship in 2 years, man. Like, I'm from Chicago. My friends are going to see me. I'm going to go to the same stores and the same bars I went to when I was a kid. Not a kid, obviously, but you get what I'm saying. And, man, I'll never have to buy another drink in the city again. Not that he probably did at that point anyway. And it's just, you got to believe, man, that was like, yeah, I want to be here. It's Chicago. And he went. He signed a 2-year deal. Everything went great. In his one season there, he put up pretty good numbers. Not prime Wade numbers. At this point, he was a little older, but he did play in 29 minutes per game. Put up 18 points a game, 18.3 points a game. Not bad, but not career average. I mean, not scoring title years, but he was a lot older. And like I said, he had Rondo, he had Butler. He didn't have to be the main option every night. He still looked really good. He even looked really well in the playoffs. Played all 6 games for the playoffs. They lost to the Celtics in 6. Of course, you lose to the Celtics. You always lose to the Celtics. You're the Bulls. But man, it's just like I said before. And then it was like the Bulls were going in a different direction. They were going to build around a Jimmy Butler. They thought they had an all-star current MVP here in Jimmy Butler, so they decided to move off Wade, move away from Rondo, and not play with him. I mean, what could have started with him having a chance at another ring in Miami, in Cleveland, in Chicago, because he played for Cleveland as well, in Chicago as well, having a chance for another ring, being from home. They decided this final year to buy him out. Now, I know you're probably thinking, woe was me, this guy got bought out, played half a year. But you want to hit like and subscribe. This will be the end of that today. My recording is going down. I got to delete a few things. Have a great day, and make sure that subscribe button.